Hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna find me on my other device here while you are jumping on to join me. So, waiting to see how delayed this is. Hopefully not too delayed. Please say hello when you're here. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, guys. Grab a drink. Grab a piece of paper and pencil. You're going to want to take lots of notes today. Kristen's got a lot coming at you. So, you have been warned. That is your warning. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Kristen Conant, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You're joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. I am so glad to have you here. If you could do me a favor, if you are watching me live, please say hello. Likewise, if you are joining the replay, will you also say hi? Because I like to see who has stopped by after we are done. And if you could do me another favor and share me with your friends and like and follow my page. You can also go over to YouTube to Create with Love on YouTube and hit the bell on the YouTube page, and it will subscribe you to my page and will notify you when I upload videos to my YouTube page as well. Sometimes it's hard to find everything that we need once it's on Facebook because of the algorithms and things get lost in the feeds. But I upload these videos over on YouTube as well. So if you want an easier way to find the videos, you can go to YouTube and then you can cross-reference between the Facebook business page and the YouTube. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. Share the love. We love everybody coming in. It doesn't matter if they're Stampin' Up! Demonstrators or whatever. We love to share, right? Okay, so let's get started because like I said, we have a bunch to share with you today. Today, you guys, is February 28th, 2025, which means today is the very last day for celebration. So, we are hitting celebration things today hard and heavy. Not only do I have some projects to create with you live, but I also have lots of samples from celebration this year to share with you. So don't go away because I want to show you all the things. I want to make sure that you have gotten everything that you want from celebration. And like I said, today is the last day. If you do not order by 11:59 Mountain Time today, you are SOL. So let's get into it. Just quick reminders, online exclusives, everything that Stampin' Up! Has to offer is over on my store. I know it's hard to get used to checking things online, but that is the way we're going, right? Not just Stampin' Up! I'm talking about life in general, right? Most people, or a lot of people I should say, are doing shopping online and things now. So throw Stampin' Up! In that mix. So for those of you who like to shop from the comfort of your couch, do that with Stampin' Up! As well. You're not going to hurt anything. Stop in there, check all the things out. That is where you're going to see everything that Stampin' Up! Has to offer. We are in the process of switching our paper pumpkin over there as well. I think the date was March 10th will be the last day to go to paperpumpkin.com. After March 10th, everything will be housed under the Stampin' Up! So I'm super excited about that because we won't have to flip back and forth between sites anymore. Everything will be housed here in one place. So that is phenomenal. Okay, again, getting back to this, we have online exclusives. We have lots and lots of stamp sets, bundles, designer series paper, ribbons, embellishments, all the things, right? We have more than what's in our catalogs. So go to the online store, check it out. We have online exclusives, more online exclusives. Some new ones are going to be released. I believe it is March 4th, so just a couple of days. This is why I want you to be in the habit of going online to checking things out, because Stampin' Up! Is releasing things almost in a steady stream now, which is phenomenal because we get to see all the new things, right? But yeah, so go check that out, online exclusives. While you're on there, we had some special release designer series paper, and I see now they are on the last chance. So don't miss out on these. Get on there, check those out. We have a lot of last chance products that you want to be checking out. Remember, I just shared that paper pumpkin. You have until March 10th to sign up for the March paper pumpkin. That is also the last day to check it out at paperpumpkin.com. And then after, on March 11th, when we get up the next day, on March 11th, we will have paper pumpkin at a different spot. So this is super exciting. But Stampin' Up! Started last year. They did every quarter, they came out with a set of dies that coordinated with each of the 3 months of that quarter of the paper pumpkins. And they did that again starting this year. So January, February, and March, Paper Pumpkin Stampin' Up! Came out with these set of dies that coordinates with each of those months. You do not need these to complete the projects, but when you have these dies, it expands your creativity by having those. So don't miss out. The only way you can get these is if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Likewise, the stamps that you get in your Paper Pumpkin kit, those are exclusives. You cannot purchase them anywhere. You can only get them in the Paper Pumpkin kit. And one of the other things that I absolutely love about Paper Pumpkin is our little 1" by 1" ink cubes. I collect all the colors, so I get super excited when we have a new color that comes out in those 1" by 1" cubes. There is so much that you can do with those outside of the Paper Pumpkin. Those are also re-inkable. You can re-ink them, refill them, so do not get rid of those. You'll be sorry. Just saying, okay? So check that out while you're online. Okay, as I said, celebration is coming to an end, so we're going to go over that. But we're going to do this real quick because it's going to lead me into today's projects that I'm going to do with you. But did you know that I do classes here in my Stampin' Studio in Ludington, Michigan? I do them just about every Monday. And I say just about because every once in a while we have an extra Monday. March is going to be one of those. I just had my calendar out. We have an extra Monday in March. So I want you to be able to mark your calendars, even though we might not know what cards or products that we're using every month. You can be sure that I am going to be doing these classes unless I am out of town or if it's a holiday, but I let you know far enough ahead of time. So in March, the first Monday in March, we're doing the mixed media florals. That is this coming Monday. It is too late to register for this one, but you can mark April, the first Monday in April, the first Monday in March, April, May, the first Monday in June, July, August will always be a product-based class. The second Monday of the month is my 10-card class. The third Monday of the month is my 6-card class. The third Thursday of the month is my Kit Together class. And then the last Monday of the month is another product-based class. here is a warning of ahead of time. The last Monday in April, I will not be here. I will be out of town playing in the hills of West Virginia. And if you have been following me for a while, you know that we like to go down to West Virginia with our side-by-side. And so that's where we will be the last Monday in April. But for March, we will be here. So our product-based classes, because I have to order product to have it here for you to use for the night of class, you need to RSVP with prepayment 3 weeks prior to the class, because I have to order those products and get it in, cut it, and have it ready for you to do the cards that night of class. And you have no prep work. I cut everything ahead of time for you so that you can just craft it and have a nice time while you're here. But you will have a lot of leftovers from the class so that you can go home, take those products home with you, and recreate the cards that we do here at class. Or, of course, you can create your own. Let me tell you, though, the classes, with the product-based classes, we focus on the DSP, a ribbon, and an embellishment. So there are no stamp sets, there are no dies or punches, and there are no inks or extra cardstock. So those are something that you want to go along with the products that we use at that class. Let me know at the time that you RSVP. We can order those products so that they're here and that you can take those home with you so that you have all the things that you want to play with, right, when you get home. So, also while you're online, check out the scrapbooking brochure. Do not let this scare you. I hear, oh, I'm not a scrapbooker. I'm not interested in that stuff. Think outside of the box. Just because it's a scrapbooking doesn't mean you have to use it just for scrapbooking. These products make wonderful cards, and I'm going to be sharing that more with you here in the weeks and months coming. So you'll want to stay tuned every Friday when I do stamping, and we're going to start to get into this. I'm getting myself into a consistent schedule on Fridays as well for my lives, and I'm going to be incorporating some of the scrapbooking stuff, but I'm going to be showing you how to make cards with the items. I will have finished pages for you to see so you can see how it is used in scrapbooking, but I also want you to see how you can use it for card making. And so I'm in the process of setting a consistent schedule for those as well. So as you may have followed along in February, and if not, here is your update on things. I was doing on a consistent every Friday, I was doing a free class Friday, and I had requests from people, is there any way you can slow that down, because I love all the cards you do and I feel like I'm missing out on your free classes with the products. So I thought about that, and what I have decided to do, the first Friday of the month, every month, will be the free class, okay? And you will have to the end of the month to use the host code for that class. This happens to be the host code. I went ahead and started it today, even though today's the last day of February, because we're starting in March, right? So if you order products on March 1st, and happen to use this host code, you will qualify for March card class. But I don't want you to miss out on today. So if you order today, you won't get the free card kit because it doesn't start till March. I know we have an overlap here, and I apologize for that. I'm still ironing things out, but I don't want you to miss out on the celebration items. So that's why I went ahead and started it, because tomorrow is March 1st. So but as I was saying, the first Friday of the month is going to be focused on the free class, and then I have some ideas for the other Fridays of the month. Like one of them, I said I want to do the scrapbooking. One of them, will be fun folds, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the last one, and I might change one of those up. I might leave, excuse me, one of the Fridays open to do, do different things. So I'm still trying to iron that all out. Yeah, I just know that I do love fun folds, and I do love using the scrapbooking stuff. So that is what I'm leaning towards. So, again, I haven't set up those exact Fridays yet, but I'm working on it, I promise. Okay. Celebration, last day of celebration today. There is so much with celebration. Not only did we have this flyer where you could have level ones with a $60 order, you can get a free celebration item. So we have all of these things, and we're going to go over most of these here in just a little bit further after I'm done sharing today's projects with you, because I have samples from a lot of this stuff to share with you today. But after January, starting in February, Stampin' Up! Picked some other items for you to choose from as well. These items are actually items that you can purchase if you wish to, or you can get them free. If some of the stuff in here doesn't appeal to you, maybe there's something here that appeals to you. Also, you may have already gotten everything out of this booklet that you've already wanted, so they came out with these. I will tell you though, this particular dies right here is already sold out. So that one is gone. The other ones I haven't seen, so I'm not 100% for sure. I believe they are still available. So I want to share all that with you today. That's why we're hitting on this, because it's the last day. So you are going to see, is there anything from the mini? I do not believe there, oh yes there is, I lied. I am going to be using this punch to the point on one of the projects, which happens to be from the mini catalog. But then there are some items from the annual catalog, and one of those is on page 39, I believe it is. Yes, it is. It is this DSP. It's To the Market DSP. There's, well, I guess two, three, because there's tomatoes, there's the mixed vegetables, and then there's the totes that, you would be locked into this. But oh my gosh, I love this DSP. You can use it for so many other things, and that's what my projects are going to be today. I'm going to incorporate this designer series paper in with some celebration stuff today, so you're going to see that. I am using our 2-inch circle punch on one of the cards. I'm also using on one of the cards this set of dies. It is the Nested Essentials dies. If you do not have this in your stash, you will want it. This die set works with any of our stamp sets, so it is a great general one to have. I'm also from the annual catalog using this, I believe it's called Timber embossing folder, or 3D embossing folder. I never can remember the page number. There it is. This is on. See, I even had a piece of paper. It just wasn't sticking out. Okay, this one is item number 12. This is, yep, Timber 3D embossing folder. I'm using this on one of our projects. Let me see. Now we're getting, and then I'm going to be using some markers today. Yes, our Stampin' Write markers, not our blends. So, in celebration, the items I'm going to be using is the Handmade Design Stamp Set. I'm going to be bringing in the purple adhesive backed gems. These were a celebration item. Oh yeah, I forgot to say in the annual catalog as well, I'm using, I think it's the Naturals thread. It's got the black twine, the gray twine, the beige twine, and the white twine. So I'm using that today. And then I'm also from Celebration. This is an option that you can choose right now, and this is one of our punches. And you can see there's 2 different designs to our punches, but did you know that it fits 3 different sizes of paper? So you can pick which size and which design you want. I love that we have options, and I love our punches. So this is one of the freebie options. But in Celebration, okay, if you still have lots of things that you want to get, our best option for you is to get our kit. Now, hear me out. You do not have to do anything that I do. It is totally up to you how you wish to do it. If you are shopping all the time and spending money, why would you not want the best coupon that you could get? Right? So with Celebration, I'm going to bring in our flyer here again, our brochure. In the back of the catalog, if you sign on to be what I call a happy shopper, because that's what I would say 85% to 90% of our other demonstrators are hobby or happy shoppers. We love you, and we want you part of the family, and we want you to get a discount on your items, right? But option 1 in Celebration, if you choose to, you would spend $99. You would get to pick out $125 worth of items out of either the mini catalog or the annual catalog or online. The options are yours on what you want to choose that $125. Okay, again, $99 and tax, no shipping. Shipping is free. But on option 1, you would receive this Handmade Designs stamp set, and you would get to pick out 2 sets of markers. Now, in our catalog on page 135 in the annual catalog is where we get into our color families. We have Soft Subtles, we have our Bold Brights, we have our Rich Regals, and we have our Earth Elements. There are 10 colors in each of those 4 families. You would get to pick out 2 of the color families of your choice of our Stampin' Write markers. So the Stampin' Write markers, if you were to buy them, that is $35 each per set. So that is a $70 option added onto it. And I do not remember the value of the stamp set, but hopefully you're going to see great value in it when I show you the projects that I have created for you today. With this, now I will be honest, the projects that I have picked for you today, I actually got inspired by another demonstrator. I saw them online. I just changed up some of the dyes and the colors in the designer paper to make them look different. But that's how we get inspired, right? As demonstrators, is we see things that we like that somebody else has done, and then we make it our own. And that's okay. That's why we share. Okay, but that's option 1. Option 2, if you decide you don't want the stamp set or the markers, you could get an additional $30 onto your kit. Okay, so instead of being $125, it would be $155. But like I said, the markers themselves, that's a $70 value. You get this stamp set, and Stampin' Up! Throws in a paper pumpkin. You do not get to choose which paper pumpkin. They have them specified already which one goes in your kit. And then you would receive catalogs too. And you would have not the end of March to qualify, but you would have to the end of the second quarter to qualify. And trust me, you will, because we're going to have new books coming out. Just saying, that's not going to be a hard thing. Okay, the markers. Now, some of you who have been with Stampin' Up! Before or been with us for a while, you might be looking at this and go, I'm not interested in the markers. Did you know that we redesigned our markers? Stampin' Up! Redesigned them. So the old markers looked like this. and like this, because I have the old set. But when we did a color revamp, I think it was last year or the year before, I think it's been a couple years now, they redid our color families, took out those colors that were no longer in the, what do you want to call it, in the realm of fashion and things. They redid these. We still have our great brush tip, but this fine tip that everybody was frustrated with because they had a hard time getting them to write. Look at our new fine tip now. Can you see the difference? Here, let me uncap this one so you can see. Look at the difference. This one, oh, they are so nice, you guys. Yes. So I have yet to replace all of my markers, but like I said, I did get the new colors when we had the color update. So they're wonderful. Okay, let's do some stamping, and then like I said, I have the celebration items to show you and samples to show you from the things that I have. I don't have all of it, but I have a lot. So we have lots of samples. I didn't count them up ahead of time to see how many that I have to share with you today, but I have a lot. All right, let's get started, shall we? Here is the To the Market DSP that I'm going to be using for some of the projects. This first project that I'm going to share with you is actually one from Stampin' Up! That they had online showing with the stamp set. And so I cased it right off from the Stampin' Up! Website. So I'm using Smoky Slate cardstock. It is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4. So just line up your corners and use your bone folder to make a nice crisp edge. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. I have a piece of Smoky Slate again that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that embossing folder, the timber embossing folder, this is where I used that. So hopefully you can see that. Okay. Then I took a piece of basic white that was 2 1/4 by 3 inches and cut the frame out from that set of dies. Then I needed another piece of basic white that was 1 inch by 3 inch. That's going to be for a greeting. I needed a piece of pecan pie that was 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. So I'm using that. And then I used, which I forgot to look that up in the catalog. This one is also from the catalog. It is, hold please, from page 51. It is this DSP right here. It is the Country Woods DSP. I love this DSP. Again, you can use this DSP for any of the stamp sets. So that is where this came from. This DSP is 2 inches again by 4 1/4. All right. So the first thing I am going to do is I am going to grab this stamp right here, and I am going to take my Stampin' Right markers, and this one is Garden Green, and I'm going to color in my stamp, my plant. Now the Garden Green, I believe, is from the Rich Regals. Okay, so I'm just doing the plant with that one. And then I'm going to take the pecan pie, and I'm going to color in my pot with the pecan pie. So this in itself is a technique that you could do with those markers. Then you want to huff on your stamp, and that re-moistens the ink so that when you stamp it, you get a nice image. Now just let it transfer for a minute, and there you go. That is how you get 2 different ink colors with 1 stamping. Okay, so you want to do both of your colors on the stamp first before you stamp it. And so now the veins are going to kind of disappear a little bit, because I am going to take this end of my marker now, and I'm going to lightly color it in. I'm using a very, very light hand. That's how I'm getting that so soft. People have a tendency when they use markers to press down so heavily on the marker that they flare out the end of the marker. And then it makes for not a good coloring piece. And I'm okay with some of that white showing through, because plants are variegated, right? They aren't all intense, right? So now I am going to take this piece, and I'm going to open up the pecan pie, and I'm going to take my greeting, and I am going to ink this up. Now, all of the stamps that I'm using, like I said, come from that stamp set that you can get if you decide to take advantage of the best deal Stampin' Up! Offers. Now, I'm stamping this on that smaller piece of white, and I'm stamping it over to my right, like so, because I know I want that to go under one of the pieces, and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. Now, before, let me see, I forgot to bring a scrap paper. Here we go. Before I do that, I'm going to bring in my garden green ink, and I'm just going to ink up a little bit of the top of the plant and stamp it down here on the corner, and that's going to go on the inside of my card. Now, you could color that in if you want to, but you don't have to, right? It's just a little touch of the outside to the inside. So now we're going to put this card together. Okay. Put liquid adhesive on the back of my white piece. And this is the liner for the inside of the card, so that is where you can write your message. Okay, so there is that. Then on this piece, I am going to glue down my other pieces before I put this one on, because if your pieces are a little bit longer, then you can trim them up if you need to. So I'm going to take this one, and do I want them this way? Yeah, I think I'm going to go this way. Again, it's square, so I get to decide which direction I want it to go. And so I'm putting that on here like so. And now I'm going to take this 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 piece of pecan pie. This is now going to go on here about right there. And now I'm checking. Yep, see, nothing's hanging over the edge, so I'm good to go. That is why I didn't glue it to the card front yet. So now I'm putting adhesive on here. This is now going to get centered approximately from top to bottom, because it goes from edge to edge on the card front. Okay, so there we have that. And now this, the greeting, is going to go over here like so. So I'm going to put adhesive on here. And this is going to go on here, and I'm doing equal border on the 2 sides, whoops, of the pecan pie. Now the liquid glue, it will shift on you if you don't wait for it to dry enough, so take your time. And now on the back of this, I want to put some of my dimensionals. So I'm going to pop off my dimensionals and put those on the back. I can hear you. Wait, how come your dimensionals are green? Well, when I get my dimensionals, I highlight the back of them because, let me show you if I can find one here real quick. If you have your dimensional and you put it on your card and it's white on white, you can't tell if the backing is off from it or not. And I like to make it quicker, and so by coloring the back of my dimensionals with a highlighter, then I can tell, see, if the backings have been removed. And so now this one is going to go on our card right here like so. There we go. There is card number 1. Now I'm choosing not to embellish this one up with any of the sequins or twine because I wanted it to stay more masculine, because I'm not sure yet who is going to receive this. Now I have all kinds of embellishments here, so if in the future I do decide I want to zhuzh it up a little bit, I can do that. But this is a card that Stampin' Up! Did. They had a different die, which I did not have. And the DSP might be a little bit different than they did in the colors and things. So there you go. There is card number 1. All right, card number 2. This was from taken from Dawn Oshowski, and I am using a piece of Granny. No, how about Gorgeous Grape? Wrong color, family. Gorgeous Grape. This one is 8.5 by 5.5, again scored at 4 1/4. And line up the corners. Again, use my bone folder. Make sure it's nice and crisp. There we go. Then I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside. I need another piece of basic white that is 2.5 by 2 3/4. I need another piece of basic white that is 1 by 2.5. I need a piece of garden green that is 3 by 4 1/4. And I need a piece of DSP that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And again, I'm using one of the designs out of the To Market DSP. I love the plaid on this one. And then that twine this time, I took 2 pieces that were 8 inches long each, held them together, and tied my bow. So I have 2 bows on there. All right. So this time, all right, I noticed I forgot a color. Hold please, I'll be right there. So sorry, everybody. I hate when I do that. You know, the best made plans. You think you have it all, and then until you don't, right? I forgot my Gorgeous Grape ink. Ugh, had the wrong color on the brain. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take the flower from the host set, and I'm going to ink this up. And I'm just going to randomly stamp the flower image on the bottom portion of the card. So even though it was Gorgeous Grape cardstock and Gorgeous Grape ink, you can see that was Stampin' Up. You can see color on color, right? Now I could have used my markers for that if I wanted to, but I wanted it to be quicker for you guys, so we weren't waiting as long, right? Okay, so that is the base of our card. Whoops, cleaned it off too soon. I need this one and And just like before, I'm going to keep it up toward the top. I'm going to ink up the top part of my flower and stamp it down in the corner again like so. Take and add a little bit of the outside to the inside, and I'm going to clean that off so that it's ready to go. And now I am going to take this one, and I am going to take the thank you so much again, and we are going to do that in the Gorgeous Grapes. I closed it up too soon. Ink this up, and this is going to go in the middle of this piece. There we go, like so. Okay, now I think I can close that up. So now I'm going to show you where the markers come in handy. So I'm grabbing my Gorgeous Grape marker, and then I'm going to need this piece here. Make sure I've got it the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to take my marker, and just like the last time, I'm going to lay it on the side, being careful not to be too rough on it so I don't fray out the end of my stamp. Okay, so this one. Okay. There's that. So I'm done with the grape. Now the garden green. I'm coming in with the garden green and coloring on the stamp again, just like I did with the plant in the pot. Okay, so now can you see where these markers come in handy? So again, I'm going to breathe on it, and then I'm going to look down through my block and stamp my image. Give it a minute to transfer. There we have that. And now coming in with my markers again, I want to see, do I have fresh freesia? I do. I have fresh freesia here, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of color in my flower. Again, you don't have to be particular. This is all art, right? So you can do as much as you want, as little as you want. So here's a couple of different ways that you can use your markers, right? Again, it doesn't have to be specific. A little bit of white, it's okay. Everybody thinks that everything has to be colored in solid, and if you do watch anybody that does any kind of coloring or watercolor, they allow some of that white to shine through. So there we go. There's a little touch. Oops, I see right there. Okay. Okay, so there is my flower. Now let's put this card together. So I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my DSP. And I know this one is going to go from side to side, but I want equal, approximately, borders above and below. So it fits on there like that. See a little bit of garden green, a little bit of garden green shown. So there's that. This one is going to go on the inside. So this one is going to go in here, because this is my liner. Now you could take the time if you wanted and add color to the inside, but I'm trying to keep this short for you because I have so many samples to share with you today. So now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this, and this is going to go on here about right there. Okay, and again, now I can check to see. Can you see that overhang right there? You could use paper trimmer if you have it, or if you don't, you could take your snips and trim that. I'll do a little bit. I'll probably have to go to my paper trimmer afterwards and clean that up a little bit. And now we just need to put this rest of this together. So I'm putting adhesive on the back of this one. And this is going to go all the way over here. I know I can hear you. Oh, you're covering it up. I am. It just made it easier than trying to put two pieces. So that one's going to go like that. And then this one, we are going to do some quick fussy cutting. I'm just going to take my paper snips. And as you can see, I'm spinning my paper. I'm not moving my scissors except to close the blades together. You just spin your paper. A lot of people are afraid to fussy cut. The more you do, the better you become. And it's not supposed to look perfect. So if you think everything has to look absolutely perfect, it does not. Okay. And deep breaths, we're almost done. There we go. Just like that, my greeting is done. This is going to go over here, so I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Okay, whoops. So there's that one. And there is that one. Peel off that other backing. Whoa! And then I flip it over. And then this is going to go over here like so. I'm going to bring in my glue dots, and I have this bow already done. So I'm going to squish down the glue dot so it is underneath my ribbon. This is going to go on there like so. You can give it a little trim. And now we're going to bring in some of those sequins that are part of Celebration. And I am going to do one up here, one down here, and then I'm going to do another one down here. There we go. There is card number 2. What do you guys think of that stamp set? See, it's not so scary. I knew you'd like it. Okay, this is our last card to create together, but like I said, don't go anywhere because I have lots and lots of things to share with you yet. Card samples. Okay, so on this particular one, again, this was one of Dawn's designs that I absolutely love. So Dawn Olszewski, if you're listening, thank you. This is 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Blackberry Bliss scored at 4 1/4. Line up the corners. Take your bone folder, which I thought it was here. It is. Crease that so it's nice and crisp. I have a piece of white for the inside, again 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of that Market Designer Series paper that is 3 inches by 4 1/4. I have a piece of pumpkin pie, because that is one of the colors on here. That is a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/8, because I needed a little longer. You'll see why here in just a minute. I took another piece of garden green that was 2.5 probably by 3, and that punch that I said I was going to use, here's the punch. I did that. And then I have a scrap piece of white that we're going to stamp on, and then I have a 2-inch circle punch here to use yet with you. And so on this card, I am going to be using this stamp right here. And I am going to be using the garden green to ink it up. So I'm inking this up, and this is going to get stamped right here in the middle. I know you're probably thinking, handmade by what? Why are you doing handmade by? Oh, just wait and see. You'll see. Plot twist. Okay, so there is that. And then on this one, let me see. Yes, I'm going to go ahead. Again, this is 3/4 of an inch. Remember when I said you have different sizes to choose from? Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I want this one over here. So I'm going to slide this all the way in until it stops, and then I'm going to punch it. Okay, oops. And then I might need my tweezers and pull that out. See, I punched off the end. And so now I'm going to take this, and I want to stamp my greeting before I punch the rest. And where is my Blackberry Bliss? There it is. So I brought in my Blackberry Bliss ink, inking it up. This is going to be stamped on here. Did I bring a big enough piece? Nope, I did not. And you know what? That's okay. Because I have another piece. See, I knew. So now I just have to cut this down. I want to make sure this is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go, yeah, right here. So lesson learned, right? We learn from each other's mistakes, right? Not that it's a mistake, it's a do-over. So I'm cutting this down because I know I want it 3/4 of an inch. So this is how I'm going to tackle this one. I'm going to stick it back in my punch. See, I had a feeling, that's why I had the extra. So I put that in so it doesn't move anymore. And then I'm going to punch that out. Okay, so there it is again. So now I know I'm going to take that piece that I just cut and see how much it takes off so that I can guesstimate where I want this. So let's go back in with my greeting. Hopefully this is a learning lesson for you, right? All right. So we're going to stamp that there. Okay. Now I know that's way too long, but remember I just double checked how much that is going to cut off. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my grid line here to see approximately where I need to cut this. So I'm laying this on here. And so 1, 2. So we need this about 2.5, and I'm gonna do it on a weird mark. So 2.5, and I'm actually gonna go 1/16 longer, just hoping to be sure. So there is that. Okay, and now I'm gonna bring in my punch, put this back in. Okay, make sure it's all the way down, and then give it a squeeze. And now let's pull it out. There we go. See? Ta-da! There we have it. It's there. Whoop, whoop. We like when a plan comes together, don't we? Okay, going back to this one, I am going to come in with my pumpkin pie marker. And add a little bit of color. To my flowers. I flipped it over to the thin end so I could get in my petals a little bit better. And so we're going to add this to these. Now you see there's more than one color on the flowers, right? So I'm also going to come in with my Blackberry Bliss. And I knew these would be really dark, that's why I went with pumpkin first and the most. And making some of the flowers dark, see? Because there's both colors on here, right? So now I'm going to take my circle punch, put this in here, eyeball that it's in the center, right? Give it a squeeze. There's that. Okay, now let's put this one together. Whoops, we forgot to do some stamping on here, didn't we? So let's do that quickly. You will take, where'd it go, where'd it go? There it is. I'll say I lost it. Yep, Kristen, you did that a long time ago. Oh, yep, green, ink it up. Or drop it. That's why they make two sides if he's, nope, I just stuck my fingers all over it. It's all right, it's all right. There we go. We can trim that little tiny bit off if we wanted to, but it's not that big of a deal. Can you see that? Just a little tiny thing. It's all good. Okay, let's put some adhesive on the back of here. This one goes in here. You guys know the routine. So there is that. Now this DSP, we're going to put adhesive on the back of this one. Okay. This is going to go on here approximately in the middle. Okay. I need some adhesive on this one. This too, whoops, is going to go approximately in the middle, like so. Then this one, we're going to put adhesive on here. This one, I am going to use my tweezers. This is going to go on here. Oops. Like so. Then this is going to go up on dimensionals. Okay. I am going to put a couple extras on this one just because I know what's coming next. So I'll peel off the backings. Okay. Then this is going to go centered on here, and then this greeting, we are going to flip it over. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the back of this one, more toward the middle. And then this is going to go right over the top and cover up the words that were on the stamp, like so. Just a couple more things. I had an 8-inch piece of that twine again, this time a single one. And I tied it into a bow ahead of time, so I need a glue dot. And I'm going to take a single glue dot and kind of roll it up in a ball and put it on the back of my bow. And I'm going to put my bow right there, like so. And then I'm going to take these sequins, and I'm going to put one right here and put another one right there. There we go. There is card number 3. Let's bring the ones in that we did today. So there's card 1, card 2, and card 3. again, we used that stamp set. That was the the bonus stamp set if you decide you want to become a happy shopper. So this is automatically sent to you free if you do option 1. Oh, thanks, Don. This is option 1 if you decide you want to sign up. Again, you'd get this and 2 different sets of the markers. You get to pick which, that's 20 markers total, but they have to all be in, 10 of those have to be in each of the same color groups. It just comes as a set. So just be aware of that. So that's those. Now, here is another card that I did using the markers again to color in the flower and the stem. And then the designer paper that I used on this one was one of the celebration items. So that was one of the level 1 options. So we're going to continue with that for the DSP. So here is another card that I did using the designer series paper. Here is another one that I combined with another stamp set that was a level 2 that had the stamp set and the dies. I went ahead and used some of the dies. Again, the sequins that were free and the seam binding ribbon was also a free option. So there's 4 free things on here. There was the DSP, the ribbon, the sequins, and the stamp set and dies, because that's where the greeting came from, and the flowers. Then on this one, I used that same punch that I did on the last card that I did the green, and oops, upside down. And I used some more of the free DSP from this one, and a stamp set and some ribbon that's online. So there is that, focusing on that DSP, which was this one right here. It's called Bloom Impressions. Okay, so I wanted to start there because I was already on the sequins. So here are the sequins, and you can see they're really well loved. I've used a lot of them. So I love these sequins. They don't add a lot of bulk. So that was a free item. So I highlighted that, and the seam binding ribbon, which I forgot to bring that spool over here to share with you. But we have this one. It's called Documenting the Day. And so this was the stamp set for that. And yeah, I forgot to grab my other cards that I did, but I did a Facebook Live using the stamp set, so you can go back and see. But we have this one, Oh What a Day. Again, using one of the other dies and stamp set. Same on this one. Again, using some more of on this one and this one. That Blooms DSP with the stamp set. Okay, so there is that. And now let's do the fruit. And for the fruit, I just did this one this last Friday, and we did this card with you, Bursting with Happiness, and this one opens like this. So we did this one, and then we did this one, the accordion hold. Here's the second accordion hold with this one. This one was a card made by my friend. I can't remember if it was Claudia or if it was Kim, but love this, using the fruit salad and highlighting one of the pineapples. And here's the pineapple again. Again, this is one that I did last week. Okay. And then another card just like it, just switched out the DSP and the fruit on the front. But that is the fruit salad. Oh my gosh, there's so much more you can do with this. We just don't have enough time to play with all the things. Then the next thing is our friendly seagulls. Oh my goodness, they are so, so cute. This is a stamp set. Photopolymer stamp set, and if you live by water at all and you have seagulls, my God, you gotta have this. I didn't want this one. I'll be honest, I didn't want it until I got it. And then these are the cards that I have for that. So we have this one. And here is that documenting the day, again combined with the seagull. And then we have this one. And then we have this one. And we have this one. And then we have this one. Sorry guys, they're on envelopes and I didn't want to take the time to unstuff them. I figured you would be able to get the gist. So that is the seagull one. Oh, I forgot my embossing folder. We have an embossing folder too that I forgot. The Starburst, or Starstruck rather, embossing folder. Love it. Gonna miss that one. That one would be great for graduation cards. It's also great for 4th of July. Just saying. Okay, then we had Day to Celebrate. I did not get that one. Now we're on to the Toadstool Gardens. Now we have a Toadstool stamp set and punch in the mini catalog. So that's the stamp set that I used on a lot of these. And some of these were swap cards as well. So thank you to my friend who swapped these with me. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which ones they were. I think it's that one, that one, that one. I think that, I don't remember. I think it might be that one. Okay, let's see. So here's one, again using the Toadstool. Here's this one, focusing on the DSP. Here's another one focusing on the Designer Series paper. Here's another one incorporating the stamps. Here's this one. Here is this one. Here's some more of that seam binding that can be free. Here is this one. And I did some of these live in another Facebook Live. So I believe if you look up Toadstool, you'll be able to see that. Here's another one. And another, here's that Starstruck embossing folder. Here it is right here, right here. Love it. Then we have this one. And we have this one, again, the Starstruck embossing folder on the green behind it. And then we have this one. Okay, so that is our Toadstool DSP. So, and then I showed you the seam binding in that one. Now we're going to look at the Pick a Season. So here is that stamp set again. I also did a live on this one. And in fact, this was the free class that I did for February. So here is this one. And then we have this one. And then we have this one. And then we have this one. So fun set. Here's a couple more. I have this card that I received as a swap. And then this one. And then I have received this one as a swap. So there is that stamp set for you to see it in action. What's next? You saw the sequins, you saw the balloons DSP. Now we're going on to that next level 2. This one is 120 retail. At 120, you have the option of either picking 2 of the first levels that we just went over, or you might want to pick this one. It's not both, it's either or. This is 120. It is a stamp set in dies. So here is the stamp set, and again I combined it on a couple of those other cards that we have seen, and then this is the dies that I used on a few of those other cards. So that is a bundle, and here are some of the cards that I did with that one. Here's this one. Okay, and then this one, And then I have this one. Again, this purple, it was from the Toadstool DSP. Here's some of the seam binding again. So Toadstool, ribbon, and the sequins, and then the stamp set and dies. So several used on there. Another one. Okay. And then this one. So there is that. And then, again, the last thing, here's another stamp set that I did not get, so I do not have samples to share. But going back to this option 1 for today's cards that we did, 1, 2, and 3, this is using this. So you have until 11:59 tonight, Mountain Time, to be a savvy shopper. Don't miss out. Why not get your products at a discount? That's all I'm saying. I hope you have enjoyed today's live. Let me know which card is your favorite. Again, you can go to my online store to look at anything that I've shared with you here today. Thank you for sticking around a little extra long with me today as we wind up celebration. I will see you next Friday for Free Class Friday. So this is going to be the free class that will be offered to you for March for your online orders. $50 retail order. You will receive the card kit for free. I am not allowed to send you any stamped images, so you either have to opt out a stamp set that you already have, or you can purchase the stamp set that I use as part of your $50 order to receive the card kit for free. A $55 order and you receive the card kits and an embellishment of my choice, again using the host code that I've shared here with you today. This starts tomorrow, March 1st. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week, and I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.